Hello, in today's lesson, we are learning about the if statement. So the if statement helps you to perform logical tests and return different values based on whether the test evaluates to true or false. How do I mean? An if statement has a basic syntax, and the syntax is the logical test comes first, then it inputs a value if the logical test is true, or a different value if the logical test is false. Let's explain that in detail. We have students here with student ID BSC201 and student ID, a different student with student ID BSC2002. The total grade is also right in cell C7, and for BSC2001, total grade is 159, and BSC2002, total grade is 150. Now we want to check if this total grade, that is 159, is greater than 150. Simply type your equal sign, select the first cell, which is cell D7, type the greater than sign, and select the second cell, which is E7. Press enter and a true or false. So it gives us a true or false. That's a Boolean. Remember, in our previous videos, we spoke about Boolean being put in the middle. So Boolean are always in the middle. Now, say I change this to 160. Look at what happens to the Boolean value right here. 160, and I press enter. Automatically, it changes to false. Now, let's take it back to 150. Now, what if I want to input 1 if 159 is greater than 150, and input 0 if 159 is if 150 is greater than 159? So what we do is you type your equal sign. If now we are using the if statement. Look at what happens when I type my bracket sign. It gives me the syntax. We need a logical test first, a value if the logical test is true, and a second value if the logical test is false. So if this cell is greater than, that is cell D7 is greater than cell E7, and that's our logical test. So you put a comma there to separate the logical test from the value if true. So if cell D7 is greater than E7, type 1. If cell D7 is greater than, is less than E7, you type 0. So this is our value if false. You can see it's now selected black. If I delete it, now this is selected black because this is our value if true. So 0, and close it, press enter, and we have 1. Remember, 1, numbers are always on the right side and text are always on the left side. So 1 is here. What happens if I change this to 60? It changes to 0, and that changes to false. Let's take it back to 150. Right. The next one is to check if 150, 159, what's the first cell? Yeah, 159. So the next one is to check if 159 is greater than 150. We need to input a pass. And if 150 is greater than 159, we enter a fail. How do we go about it? So equal sign, if, open your bracket, cell D7 is greater than cell E7, comma, and this time around we will use a quote. Now notice this, when we're typing for 1 and 0, there was no quotes. But when you're typing for test, numbers do not take quotes, text take quotes. So tests are put in strings, and that is, you put 1 quote and type your pass. It was a small letter, so pass, close the quote, comma, open quote, fail, close the quote, and then close your bracket. Now we have pass here. If I change this to 160, it tends to fail. Now what if we want to input a pass with capital letters? We can still type if Now, if we select this one is greater than that one, comma, you can type caps pass. If not, type fail and close it. And that gives us a capital letter, capital pass. But what if we don't want to type it? There is an easy way out. Let's type pass, pass, and fail. So we have a pass and fail in, we have a pass and fail typed here. So we type equal sign if, open your bracket, if this cell D7 is greater than that cell, just click on this cell with pass. This, it gives you the cell name H11. If not, that. Close it, enter, and we have the pass. We have a lower pass here as well. And if cell D7 is greater than E7, comma, now we have a lower. Let's say if this pass was a lowercase, we can convert this lowercase to an uppercase, How? You just type upper, open bracket, and put this cell in, close bracket, comma, upper, open bracket, and put a small fill in, close bracket, and close your quotes, your bracket, and it turns this lowercase to an uppercase. What if you want to type a yes or no? It's the same thing. Equal if this cell is greater than that cell, comma, bring out strings, type yes, close your string. If not, bring your string, type no, and close it, and you close your bracket, enter. All right, this is a different logical test, and in this logical test, it says that if that cell D7 is greater than E7, I want you to calculate, subtract E7 from D7. If not, type 0. So we put it here, equal if, open your bracket, D7 is greater than E7, comma, what do we want to do? Then D7 minus E7. If not, put 0. So what we're saying basically is that if D7 is greater than E7, then take E7 from D7. If not, type 0. Close it. And it takes E7, so 50 from 59. So 50 from 59, and it gives us the results 9. Now we have a third one here, and the third one says that if we want to check if this cell is bigger than, if D7 is bigger than E7, then give us today's date. If D7 is less than E7, then give us today's date plus 10 days ahead. So what do we do? Equal if, open your bracket, if D7 is greater than E7, so we can see that here, if D7 is greater than E7, then you type today. And today's date is like that. The formula for today, you type today and put a bracket and close the bracket. If not, today plus 10. Today's date plus 10. And close your bracket. Enter. And that is it. We have today's date. Sometimes when you type enter, you can change it to a long date or change it to a short date, and you have the short date. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video.